What doctors think of older people. 3 ugly truths every senior must hear. My friends, today I want to uncover something most people never say out loud. Doctors spend their lives watching people grow old. They see the struggles, they see the mistakes, and yes, they see the truths that nobody dares to tell seniors. These truths are not polite, they are not pretty, but they are necessary. My friends, today I want to reveal something most people never say out loud. Doctors spend their lives watching people grow old. They see the struggles, they see the mistakes, and they also see the truths that nobody dares to tell seniors. These truths are not polite, they are not pretty, but they are necessary. If you have the courage to hear them, they may just change the way you live the years ahead. The first truth is that most seniors wait until it is too late. Doctors see it every day. A patient ignores the warning signs, hides the pain, and walks into the hospital only when the disease has already taken hold. That delay often costs more years than the illness itself. The lesson is simple. The body whispers before it screams. If you listen to the whispers, you won't have to face the storm. The second truth is that many seniors put their trust in pills instead of discipline. They hope that a prescription will do what daily choices should have done years ago. But no medicine can outsmart neglect. Doctors know this pattern too well. They hand out tablets, but deep down they wish their patients would walk, eat better, and rest properly. Lifestyle is the real medicine, and those who embrace it live with more strength than any pill can provide. The third truth is perhaps the most painful. Loneliness kills faster than disease. Ask any doctor and they will tell you, many patients are not dying from their hearts, but from the silence around them. Isolation destroys faster than strokes, faster than cancer, faster than age itself. But connection, conversation, and community act like oxygen for the spirit. When the soul is alive, the body follows. Doctors do not see aging as the enemy. They see denial as the real danger. Seniors who face reality with courage inspire even the doctors themselves. They know every older person still has something to give, something to teach, and something to live for. The final lesson is this: your last years can be your strongest years, if you choose action over delay, discipline over shortcuts, and connection over loneliness. Age is not defeat, it is the final test, and how you face it will determine if you simply grow old, or grow unforgettable. They watch people grow old, they watch their struggles, and they also witness the mistakes that silently cut life short. These mistakes become truths that no one dares to tell seniors, because they are uncomfortable and heavy to hear. Yet without facing them, the final years become weaker than they should be. Truth hurts, but truth also saves. The first truth is that many seniors wait until it is far too late. Doctors see patients who ignored the small pains, who brushed off the warning signs, who believed tomorrow was always promised. By the time they finally walk into the hospital, the disease has already stolen their time. This could have been different if they had acted earlier. The body gives whispers long before it screams, and those whispers are a chance to take control before the storm arrives. The second truth is that too many seniors rely on pills instead of discipline. A prescription can ease the symptoms, but it cannot erase years of neglect. Doctors know that behind every bottle of medicine there is a life that could have been stronger with better choices. Walking, eating well, sleeping properly, these are the real medicines, and they cost nothing compared to what a pharmacy can provide. The people who take responsibility for their habits live longer and live better, and every doctor knows it. The third truth is the most silent yet the most destructive: loneliness. Doctors will tell you that many seniors die not from their heart, but from the silence around them. Isolation is poison, it eats the soul, and when the spirit weakens the body soon follows. But the opposite is also true. Connection is healing. Conversation, laughter, and community are like oxygen for the soul. When the soul breathes, the body lives. Doctors do not see age as defeat. What they see as the real enemy is denial. The seniors who accept reality, who take charge, who refuse to sit back in silence, those are the ones who inspire even the doctors themselves. Every older person still has something to give, something to teach, and something to live for. Your final years can be your strongest years, but only if you choose action over delay, discipline over shortcuts, and connection over loneliness. That is what doctors really think, and it is a truth every senior must hear. Many seniors rely on pills instead of discipline, and doctors see this more clearly than anyone else. They know the pattern all too well. A patient walks in with blood pressure that is high, sugar levels that are unstable, or joints that are stiff and painful. Instead of asking how they can change their lifestyle, they ask for a stronger prescription. They put their faith in tablets to fix what years of neglect have created. It becomes easier to swallow a pill than to make the daily choices that could truly change their health. Doctors understand that medicine has its place, but they also know its limits. A pill can lower numbers on a chart, but it cannot strengthen a weak body. It cannot build resilience, and it cannot replace movement. It often masks the problem instead of solving it. Deep down, doctors wish more seniors would realize that real healing starts not in the pharmacy, but in the kitchen, in the daily walk, and in the quiet discipline of caring for one's own body. The tragedy is that dependence on medication often creates a cycle. One pill leads to another, then another to balance the side effects of the first. Soon a simple problem that could have been managed with healthy living becomes a lifelong list of prescriptions. Seniors who rely only on drugs begin to believe that their health is out of their control, when in reality, many of their struggles are still within their power to influence. The alternative is not complicated, though it does require effort. Doctors admire seniors who take charge of their lifestyle. A simple routine of walking, eating balanced meals, drinking enough water, and sleeping well can reduce the need for half the medications that fill so many cabinets. Those who practice discipline in these areas often surprise even their doctors with how much stronger and more energetic they become, regardless of age. This is the deeper truth behind what doctors see every day. Pills can support, but they cannot replace discipline. Medicine may keep you alive, but lifestyle choices determine how well you live. Doctors respect seniors who choose strength over shortcuts, because they prove that aging does not have to mean surrender. It can mean taking back control and showing that discipline is the greatest medicine of all. Lifestyle is the real medicine, and this is something doctors see, proven again and again. They know that while prescriptions can stabilize a patient, it is daily habits that decide whether a senior thrives or declines. A body that is fed well, moved daily, and given rest is far stronger than a body that depends only on tablets. The tragedy is that many people do not want to hear this, because it requires effort and discipline, rather than a quick fix. Doctors often watch with frustration as seniors hope for new pills or stronger treatments, while ignoring the simple, powerful tools already within their reach. Food choices, activity levels and sleep patterns are often more powerful than anything written on a prescription pad. Yet many seniors underestimate these foundations, and only when illness grows worse do they realize the importance of what they once dismissed. The truth is that lifestyle medicine does not just prevent disease, it helps heal the damage already done. A person with diabetes who chooses a balanced diet and consistent activity often sees improvements that no pill alone could bring. A heart patient who commits to walking and reducing stress frequently experiences gains that exceed expectations. Doctors are amazed at how quickly the body responds when given the chance to function as it was designed. This reality creates two types of seniors in the eyes of doctors. There are those who surrender to pills and allow their independence to slowly fade, and there are those who choose discipline and grow stronger even in their later years. Doctors respect the second group deeply, because they prove that age does not erase control. In fact, their choices show that power and dignity can be preserved through action. In the end, doctors know that lifestyle is the real medicine, because it treats the roots, not just the symptoms. Tablets can extend life, but healthy choices extend the quality of life. Seniors who embrace discipline often spend more of their years active, alert, and engaged with the world around them. That is why every doctor silently wishes their older patients would not just take their medicine, but also live their medicine through the choices they make every single day. Loneliness is deadlier than disease, and doctors see this more than anyone else. They watch seniors walk into their offices, carrying not just the weight of illness, but the heaviness of silence. Blood tests may look normal, vital signs may appear stable, but behind the numbers is an emptiness that no machine can measure. Doctors know that isolation eats away at life, just as surely, and sometimes even faster than heart disease or cancer. What makes loneliness so dangerous is that it does not show its damage all at once. It creeps in slowly. A senior stops talking to friends, spends more time alone, eats meals in silence, and soon the spark in their eyes begins to fade. The body follows the spirit, and when the will to live weakens, health declines rapidly. Doctors can prescribe medicine for pain or pressure, but there is no tablet strong enough to cure the absence of human connection. This truth becomes clear in hospitals and nursing homes. Two patients with the same condition can have completely different outcomes. The one who is visited, spoken to, and surrounded by care often recovers faster. The one who feels forgotten struggles, even when given the best treatment. Doctors quietly notice this pattern, and know that it is not just science at work, it is the unseen medicine of love, presence, and belonging. The good news is that loneliness can be fought, but it requires effort just like any other illness. Reaching out to family, joining community groups, calling old friends, even sharing a meal with a neighbor, can restore life to the spirit. Doctors often wish seniors understood that connection is as important as exercise or diet. Human beings are not meant to live in isolation. They are meant to share, to talk, to laugh, and to be heard. This is why doctors say loneliness is deadlier than disease. It steals health, energy, and joy from the inside out. But the cure is within reach. Every senior who chooses to stay connected, to keep relationships alive, and to surround themselves with community, is adding years to their life and life to their years. Doctors see this truth every day, and they know that connection is not just comfort, it is survival. Relationships are oxygen, and this is something doctors understand deeply. They see how the presence of love and connection can change the course of a patient's life. A senior who is surrounded by family, friends, or even a supportive community often recovers faster, manages pain better, and holds on to life with greater strength. Human beings are wired to connect, and when that bond is missing, health begins to collapse no matter how strong the medical treatment may be. Doctors often witness the quiet tragedy of patients who have no one by their side. Their rooms are silent, their meals are taken alone, and their voices rarely get heard. The body reacts to this emptiness, energy fades, motivation weakens, and even the smallest health challenge feels like an impossible burden. On the other hand, patients who are regularly visited, spoken to, and reminded that they matter, carry a spark that helps them fight through illness. The power of relationships is not limited to family alone. It can come from friendships, neighbors, or even community groups, where laughter and stories are shared. Doctors know that the mind and heart need nourishment just as much as the body does. A conversation, a smile, or a shared moment can lower stress, improve sleep, and even strengthen the immune system. It is not magic, it is the natural design of human life. This is why some seniors surprise doctors with their resilience. They may be battling serious health issues, but because they stay socially active, they remain mentally sharp and emotionally strong. A gathering at the local park, a phone call every evening, or a meal shared with loved ones, becomes the invisible medicine that keeps them going. These are small choices, yet they hold the power to extend both the length and quality of life. When doctors say that relationships are oxygen, they mean it literally. Just as the body cannot survive without air, the spirit cannot thrive without isolation suffocates slowly, while companionship breathes life into the final years. Every senior who chooses to stay connected, who keeps friendships alive, and who refuses to surrender to loneliness, is choosing strength, joy, and dignity. Doctors know this truth well, and they wish every older person could understand that relationships are not just comfort, they are survival itself. Doctors believe that aging is not the enemy, denial is. They know that growing old is a natural process, one that every human being must face. What makes the difference is how people respond to it. Some seniors face their years with acceptance, awareness, and responsibility, while others turn away, pretending nothing is changed. Denial may feel comforting in the short term, but it is one of the most dangerous attitudes a person can carry into their later years. Denial hides the warning signs that the body tries to give. A little chest pain, a shortness of breath, or a sudden weakness, gets dismissed as just getting older. Instead of acting, many seniors ignore it, hoping it will pass. Doctors know that this habit often turns minor issues into major crises. What could have been treated early with simple care becomes a life-threatening condition, because someone chose not to face reality. On the other hand, seniors who acknowledge their changes are the ones who often surprise their doctor. They pay attention, ask questions, and take responsibility for their health. They adapt their habits, make adjustments, and treat their age not as a weakness, but as a stage of life that requires wisdom. Doctors respect these patients deeply, because they show that honesty with oneself is the first step toward true strength. Denial does more than harm the body, it harms the spirit. Seniors who refuse to accept reality often become frustrated, bitter, or withdrawn. When they cannot do the things they once did, they fight against time instead of working with it. But those who face the truth with courage find new ways to live fully. They replace what they lose with what they can still create, still learn, and still give. Doctors see this difference clearly, and it inspires them. In the end, aging itself is not the battle, it is a path we all must walk. The true enemy is refusing to see it for what it is. Doctors know that when seniors stop denying reality and start embracing it, They gain freedom, they stop wasting energy, pretending and start using their strength to live wisely. To accept aging is not to surrender, it is to step into the final chapters with clarity, dignity, and purpose. Doctors respect seniors who take ownership, because they stand out in a way that inspires everyone around them. These are the people who walk into the clinic, not with excuses, but with questions. They do not blame age for every weakness, and they do not sit back waiting for others to carry them. Instead, they step forward and say, "What can I do to improve?" That attitude alone changes the way doctors see them, because it shows a willingness to fight for health, rather than surrender to decline. Ownership means taking responsibility for choices, even the small ones. Doctors notice which patients follow through with advice and which ones ignore it. Seniors who commit to walking daily, adjusting their meals, or taking medication properly, show that they understand their role in their own healing. They do not place all the responsibility on the doctor or the medicine. They accept that their actions play the biggest part. That kind of ownership creates results that surprise even the professionals. There is also a level of dignity in ownership that cannot be replaced. Seniors who take control of their lives carry themselves differently. They face struggles with strength, instead of helplessness. Doctors respect this deeply, because it shows that a person values their years, no matter how many are left. Instead of letting others decide for them, they become active participants in their own journey. This attitude has another effect as well. It inspires family. When children and grandchildren see an older parent or grandparent still taking responsibility, still pushing to live better, it changes the way they view age. Doctors often see how ownership in one person ripples through an entire family, teaching the younger generation that getting older does not mean giving up. It means choosing to lead by example. In the end, ownership separates those who drift through their later years from those who live them with purpose. Doctors respect seniors who take charge because they prove that age is not weakness. It is experience put into action. They are not waiting for life to happen to them. They are still shaping it, one choice at a time. And that is why doctors quietly admire the seniors who refuse to give away their power, because they know these are the ones who will live with both strength and dignity.